Your business is booming. Clients are thrilled, revenue's up. Leads are rolling in like you finally cracked the algorithm. Everyone's patting you on the back like you just won Entrepreneur of the Year.
And the key to finding success is to picture a winner.
So why does it feel like one more Slack ping might send you spiraling into a 3-day fantasy about quitting it all, buying a fixer-upper in Montana, and learning how to whittle spoons? If scaling your business feels more like slowly suffocating under a weighted blanket of your own dreams. First of all, hi, welcome. You're not alone. Because there's a secret side to success that no one's posting about. The part where growth feels heavy. Beautiful, yes, but also exhausting.
Okay, so it's not just me, right?
And today we're unpacking why your dream business might secretly be draining you. And more importantly, what you can do about it. By the end of this episode, you'll understand exactly what's going on beneath the surface, and you'll walk away knowing that you are not broken, weak, or secretly ungrateful. You're just a very real human running a very real business. Welcome back to another episode of The Cozy CEO, where coffee is the co-host and scaling doesn't have to feel like survival. Well, hey there. I'm Kimberly Ferguson, CEO and founder of The Emerald Edge. And welcome to the Emerald Corner, where we believe burnout is not a badge of honor, and building a business you love shouldn't feel like surviving a reality show called Entrepreneur Island, no sleep, all stress. Around here, we trade chaos for clarity. And yes, sweatpants are still considered strategy. Today, we're diving into what I call success fatigue. The very real, very sneaky drain that can creep in even when everything looks amazing on paper.
It's exhausting. I'm exhausted.
We're going to walk through 3 key ideas. First, the mindset shift that'll let you release the guilt you've been carrying like a designer handbag full of bricks. Second, what's actually happening in your brain, your body, and your business that's causing this burnout cocktail. And finally, the practical fixes that'll help you get your energy back without burning it all down and starting a goat farm in Oregon.
What was that?
Unless you want goats, in which case, no judgment. Here's the good news. You're not losing your edge. You're not secretly terrible at leadership. And no, you're not the only one who fantasizes about throwing your laptop into a lake sometimes. The bad news? It's not pretty, and it will take a little time to overcome. But you can run a successful business and still feel like a functional human. Let's talk about how. So first, let's get this straight. Being tired doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're doing a lot. You're in a season of expansion, and expansion isn't weightless. It's not a montage of Instagrammable CEO mornings with matcha and meditation. It's heavy, and sometimes it feels like trying to grow wings while sprinting uphill. Because you're not just building a business anymore. You're holding space for your team's questions, your clients' emotions, your family's needs, and your own 2 a.m. thought spiral about KPIs and whether or not you remember to move money for payroll. Relatable? I see you. Take my client. Let's call him Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark.
5 years into business, revenue strong, dream clients, solid team. From the outside, crushing it, am I right? But behind the scenes, Mark wasn't just tired. He was systemically depleted.
Mark, you do not have to do this.
The kind of tired where even picking what to eat for dinner feels like a multiple choice exam that you didn't study for. And the worst part? The guilt. He kept thinking, this is everything I wanted. Why do I still feel so drained? Well, here's why. In the early days, you expect the grind. You signed the unspoken agreement that late nights and hustle are, well, part of the deal. You tell yourself it's temporary, that once you make it, you'll finally be able to exhale. But here's the secret no one prints on the inspirational wall art. Success doesn't eliminate the pressure. It upgrades it. The chaos gets fancier. The responsibilities multiply. The stakes get higher. And because no one talks about how exhausting winning can be, it feels like a personal flaw when you're not basking in the glow of it all. Well, you're not broken. You're evolving. You're not failing. You're expanding. And expansion, by its very nature, requires more of you. That is until you build systems, create rhythms, and support that help carry the load. So take a breath. That heavy feeling, it's not a red flag. It's a growing pain. And you're right on schedule.
Thanks for the talk, Mark.
So once you realize that you're not failing, you're expanding, the next question usually rolls in hot. Okay, but why does it feel like this? Why does making it sometimes feel more draining than the early days of ramen noodles and DIY Canva graphics? Well, the answer lies behind the scenes. Less in your calendar and more in your capacity. This isn't just about how much you're doing. It's about what your brain, your body, and your backend systems are being asked to hold all at once.
Tony, I can't keep doing this.
So first we have decision fatigue and emotional labor, and they're a power couple, right? At first, it feels like being busy, but over time, the type of work changes. You're no longer knocking out tasks. You're fielding decisions like a quarterback in overtime. Should we take on that high maintenance but lucrative client? Is Sarah ready to lead this project, or will it implode by Friday? Can we afford another hire, or should I just split myself in two again? Do I need to fix this process now, or can it wait until it breaks into a blaze of Slack notifications? It's a mental marathon. And that's before we even get into the emotional labor, aka the unpaid, unspoken job of the CEO, therapist / energy holder / emergency contact for literally everyone in your orbit. You're the calm in the storm, the decision maker, the vault, the visionary. And the truth is, emotional labor takes up just as much energy, if not more, than actual output. It's invisible work, and it's exhausting. So next, your nervous system doesn't speak good stress. Here's where it gets sneaky, right? Your nervous system doesn't read your revenue report. It doesn't care that your launch hit 6 figures or that your podcast just cracked the top 100. It only knows pressure, growth, scaling, new visibility. It might look like a dream, but your body still clocks it as stress.
Stressing? I'm not stressing.
Cortisol spikes, breathing gets shallow, muscles stay tight, and sleep, well, she's left the chat. I've been there, feet on the gas, business booming, and still lying awake at night with a pit in my stomach. Not because anything was wrong, but because everything was more. More people, more expectations, more moving parts. My nervous system was operating like we were under attack, when really we were just, well, winning. But winning without rest is just burnout and better packaging.
Rest I need. Yes, rest.
And that's the kicker. When you've worked this hard to build something incredible, it's kind of disorienting to feel more depleted than ever. It makes you question everything. But here's what you need to know. Your success isn't the problem. It's the absence of recovery, the lack of support, the system that still has you as the backbone of everything. And the longer you ignore the signs and try to out-hustle your nervous system, the more it robs you of the peace you were promised on the other side of success.
I've really got to start living now.
And if that hits a little too close to home, well, don't worry. You're not alone. And you don't have to untangle it all by yourself. If you're wondering whether your business structure is helping you grow or just secretly draining you dry, I have a free business health assessment on my website. It's quick, it's insightful, and it'll show you exactly where your systems, or lack of them, might be working against you. You'll find the link right below this video. Takes 2 minutes right now. Might just save you from the imaginary cabin in the woods later. So now that you know why you feel this way, what do you actually do about it? Well, here's the good news. This doesn't have to be the price of success. You absolutely can have a thriving business and a regulated nervous system. But it does require building it differently than you did during your scrappy startup era. So number 1, audit your systems. Upgrade the business you have now. Those duct tape workflows that got you off the ground, well, they don't scale. What worked when it was just you, a Google sheet, and pure adrenaline won't cut it when you're fielding leads, managing a team, and trying to take an actual, real vacation. Ask yourself, are you still doing things that could be automated? Are you the bottleneck in key decisions? Is your team relying on you for things your business should be handling? The more streamlined your systems, the fewer decisions you need to make each day, and the more energy you can reclaim for actual leadership. So, number 2 is built in buffer zones. Protect your brain. Your calendar shouldn't resemble a third grade collage project. You need breathing room between meetings, launch seasons, and heavy lift client work. Buffers look like white space for deep focus and actual thinking. Recovery days after big pushes, real time off days where you're unavailable to everyone, including Slack. Buffer isn't a luxury. It's the only way to sustain performance. And number 3, let's delegate like you mean it. True ownership, not task dumping. And if you're still saying, it's just faster if I do it, well, your team isn't scaling and you're just tired. Delegation doesn't mean handing off a checklist and hoping for the best. It means equipping your team with the authority, tools, and trust to take full ownership. If everything still runs through you, well, you're not leading, you're babysitting.
I'm just a glorified babysitter.
And I say that with love. Let go of the loops. Let people rise. Number 4 is actively regulate your nervous system. You cannot out-hustle your hormones, and your nervous system doesn't care how good your Q2 numbers are if your body thinks it's in a perpetual emergency. Make regulation part of your routine. Long walks without a podcast. Setting aside time to just sit and breathe. Movement that calms instead of depletes. Coaching or journaling to help process what's swirling around in your mind. And please guard your sleep like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. And number 5, revisit your boundaries. Ruthlessly protect your energy. You didn't build this business just to be owned by it. Say no to the shiny things that pull you off course. Stop absorbing other people's chaos. Let urgency bounce off your calendar like rain on a windbreaker. Your job is to lead, not to be on call 24/7.
All right, everybody, I am out of here.
Here's the bottom line. Being exhausted in a season of growth doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're bad at business. And it definitely doesn't mean you're failing. It means you've outgrown the way your business was originally built. The demands have changed, so the way you lead, operate, and protect your energy needs to change too. And this is where sustainable success begins. When your business supports you and not the other way around. And if you're ready to build that kind of business, one that's profitable, sustainable, and actually enjoyable to run, my team and I would love to support you. We specialize in helping entrepreneurs like you recalibrate your systems, your structure, and your strategy so your business fuels your life instead of draining it.
I am ready. I am so ready.
If you want help turning burnout into breathing room, reach out for one-on-one coaching anytime. Or you can feel free to start with our free business health quiz to get a snapshot of what needs attention first. Let's build something together that grows with you. Well, thanks again for spending part of your day with me. This has been another episode of The Cozy CEO, where coffee's the co-host and showing up tired doesn't mean you're not fit to lead. It means you are. I'll see you in my next video.